and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Dankert, would you do the roll call, please?
Mayor Steen.
Present.
Councilmember at-large Anderson.
Present.
Councilmember Austin.
Present.
Jordahl.
Present.
Boughton.
Present.
Carolyn. Enright.
Present.
King. We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a motion for adoption of the agenda. We need a motion.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 2 is a motion for approval of the minutes from October 20th, 2014. We need a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 3, citizens addressing the council. Yes, sir. Why don't you come on up here? Sam will take you last, because yours is going to be informative. You got to give us your name and your address.
My name is Chibran Bo, 201 31st Street, Southwest, number 202, Austin, Minnesota, 55912. Thank you, Council, and thank you, city leaders. As you know, my name is Chibran Bo, Chairman and Organizer Committee for Southern Sudanese Community here in Maui County. We are coming here to repeat the same thing that we talked about last time in the meeting. Some of the council wasn't here. We are just reminding you that we, the Sudanese community here in Maui County, are working hard to find the cultural center for us. And we would love the council to hear this again and again and again until you tell us yes, no. Until yes, because we need this very hard, because children of Howard are really out there doing things that are not happy for us. We are not happy with the way they do things. But we could bring them down to that city or that cultural center that we could have in the future. But this is not by force. We are asking the city. We are the citizen of yours now in the Maui County. Some of us live here, I believe, 8 years in Maui County. I've been an interpreter. But we would love to have our culture center here in the city. We want to ask the city council, would you please help us? Maybe we could reduce some crime from our people, from our little kids, which are now running on the street, and parents which are not speaking English, don't know where they are. So we could collect them wherever they are after the school hour, and then we could bring them down there, tell them about who we are, what are we doing down here in this country, and what is the purpose for us to be here. Maybe they could understand, because some of them now, they don't know why we're here. Even my child asked me about this mark on my head. What is this, Dad? I never see them in my life. Well, you never see them in your life because I didn't tell you why I'm here and what the purpose for it. So we need to bring our children and know about our culture. And then we're going to call that center, if it happened, a community center for Southern Sudanese of Maui County. So we will love that. That's why I want to repeat this again, like my partner talked about last time. So we are the community organizer leader. We want to focus on our community culture center until the city leader hear us. There's a bunch of building there, but we could not build other building like this city hall. No, that's not what we asked for. Is there a place that we could keep our children off the street, tell them about our culture, teach those whole woman who doesn't speak English, tell them about they can go to Walmart and buy something, but now they cannot even do it. They don't even want to go out there because they don't drive, they don't speak English, they're scared. And some of them be like, I better go home. This is not a life I'm here for. So we would love the council to hear us, please, to have a community culture center. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sam, want to come up and tell us about your project? Chief, this is the guy you need to get on your team right here. He seems to know how to get things done.
All right, so November 11th, which is coming up this Tuesday, next Tuesday, I am having a Veterans Memorial at the VFW at 4 o'clock. And that, I don't know if any of you have seen it yet, but that big pile of brick, and that's just been put together by concrete, and the 2 black boards that are on the front and the back, that I made that. And we picked up the statue yesterday for the project, and I'm inviting everybody here for that. And
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, and how you got the funding and things like that?
well, I received the funding from local veterans organizations and other
Sources?
sources around town, and like the Masons for one, and VFW, all those organizations, and well, the project's 44-inch statue, and that is a helmet, a rifle, and boots, and that is all just a battlefield cross that they used to have, and some still do have, and well, the area that I'm working with is a 16 by 16 by 16 triangular shape, and well, there is red barberry plants around the base, which is all the bricks, and there is evergreens around the back. There's river rock in the middle, and there is 3 plaques. There is a donor plaque. There is a plaque that says all gave some gave all, and there's dedicated to the memory of all of the soldiers that gave their lives in the war. And there's a plaque on the back that just states what this project is. And a lot of people have helped me on it, a lot of support from it, and I'm just here to invite everybody to the dedication.
Not the first time we've seen you here, is it?
No, last year I was with the Scouts working for a merit badge, citizen in the community, and yeah.
Well, Sam, you really are quite an impressive young man. I'm going to try and get that in my schedule and make sure that I get down there. And as a veteran, I want to thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think we can do enough for those guys now, especially with what they're going through now. All right?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that wishes to address the council on matters that are not on tonight's agenda? Okay, under awards and recognitions, we have a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting has been awarded to the City of Austin by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada for its comprehensive annual financial report. The certificate of achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting, financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. I think Mr. Dankert and your team, you guys are the ones that, it's to the point now, if you don't get one of these, we're going to be disappointed, because you seem to get this every single year. Well, we've come to expect the highest accomplishments from you and your people, and every year it's the same thing, and it's fantastic, and thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Not only on the financial stuff, a lot of the other stuff. People don't know the efforts that Tom and a lot of some of the other people have put forth, not only on this, but Oak Park Mall, the Spam Museum, everything. I mean, Tom's involved in everything, and I think his people are involved in a lot, too, and we owe him a debt for that. Thank you, Tom. Moving on. Consent agenda. I guess we need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Do we need to do a roll on that, Tom?
Motion by Councilmember Austin, second by Councilmember Large Anderson to approve the consent agenda. And I vote is in favor of such. Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Abstain.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0 with 1 abstaining, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 6 is a series, two resolutions for review of final plot for Cedar Ridge number 2. Holly.
Yes, we have had this plat before the Planning Commission and the City Council earlier as a preliminary plat. There have been only a minor change to the final plat. For those who are watching or in the audience, I'll put it up here.
Where's this?
There was an addition of a utility easement here and a drainage easement here. The developer is here as well. If he has any comments, I'm not sure. I kind of skipped that.
I'm Mike Olson, address 3403 6th Street Northeast. I'm the owner of Cedar Ridge and Cedar Ridge 2 Development. Those basically were the only changes to the final plat that she had listed. So if there's any questions, I can answer questions.
And I can go through the memo as well a little bit. The preliminary plat, as I noted, was reviewed pending final approval of the utility and drainage easements. In addition, we have worked on a development agreement with the developer to ensure that the improvement of the site be compliant with the city code and prevent any unnecessary and costly revisions in the layout and development of that subdivision. Again, I can put this up if the audience would like to see it. It's we have 4 outlots and 6 lots that are involved in the subdivision. And this process had already been primarily completed prior to coming to Austin City after the area was annexed.
Council, do you have anything? Any questions, comments? If not, I guess we need a resolution for approving plat.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Second resolution is for approving development agreement. We need a resolution.
Move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordan.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
There's a
Item number
couple issues on the developer agreement that I'd like an extension on to work with.
Okay.
There's some requests in there that the lighting of the area that doesn't really tie in with anything in the area, as well as a pedestrian walkway that was never intended with this development, that we need to bring up and maybe see if we can find some common ground on, as well as when the road was made, Jones, Haug, and Smith did all the drainage for it, and in this verbiage, I could potentially have to regrade my lots and do a lot of expense here before I could sell a lot, as well as put on the final lift of blacktop on the road, which is being requested before any lots could be sold. The original intention with that was let the construction take place and then put the final lift on the road after construction beats the road up, essentially.
Stephen?
Yeah, just to talk about some of the points of the development agreement. As Holly indicated, the 6 main lots inside of the roadway, I believe that is 6th Street Northeast and 36th Avenue Northeast. Those 6 lots would be what would be available with this development. The other 4 outlots, an outlot is not developable. Those 4 outlots would have to come back to do this same process if they were looking to develop those lots sometime in the future. So really right now we're looking at those 6 interior lots. This is a rural subdivision in nature, corresponding with some of the other roadways in this area. They're more rural with ditches. So some things that we have proposed as part of the development agreement that Mr. Olson was addressing there would be, and again, some of these things are already completed. This is a unique development in that some of this process was started in the mid-2000s, back when it was in the township. The final documentation was not recorded at the city or at the county recorder's office prior to annexation. Therefore, after the property was annexed, it now falls under city requirements, and that's why we're going back through this process again, making sure that now that it's in the city, the final signatures and everything are from the proper city officials. But in doing so, we, as a standard part of our development agreements, we have incorporated requirements for grading plan, sanitary sewer, streets, pedestrian facilities, street lighting, storm sewer, and storm sewer retention pond calculations. Again, some of those, as Mr. Olson indicated, a lot of the grading on these 6 lots is already complete, but that's something that we would keep in there as being, now it's in the city, making sure that it's within compliance. We did extend sanitary sewer to, I believe, lots 4, 5, and 6 are serviced as part of our Lansing sewer, sanitary sewer project, but lots 2 and 3, those are not served directly by the sewer that was installed. So an agreement would need to be developed with Mr. Olson on sanitary sewer extension to those 3 lots to make those serviceable. We also incorporated the need for pedestrian facilities. To meet our complete streets policy, we would recommend that a pedestrian trail be constructed along 36th Avenue Northeast and 6th Street Northeast. There currently are not any trails in this area, but that doesn't mean that now is not the proper time to start and in planning for the future, making sure that we have pedestrian facilities in this area. In addition to that, our street lighting policy is that street lights be installed approximately every 300 feet or at intersections. Kind of we look at both of those things. In this case, there are no intersections on these 2 roadways except for at the county road there to the far west of the project. So we looked at incorporating street lighting as part of this project. And then the other items, again, storm sewer likely would not be an item related to this, as this is a rural section with ditches. Ditches control that water. That decreases the need for storm sewer. I think as part of the project, we were requiring 4 inches of bituminous paving. I believe out there right now there is only 2 inches of bituminous paving, so we would require 4 inches. As with all these requirements for infrastructure, we put a completion date of October 31st of 2015 to have this work completed. We also have discussed with Austin Utilities the need for natural gas and electrical extension to service these lots, and that would be completed by a petition from the property owner. Most likely sometime next summer, they would petition Austin Utilities for those, that infrastructure, and then it would then be installed and the property owner would be responsible for those costs. I believe those are the main details, Mr. Olson. Have any questions about any of those or clarification on those?
Yeah, as you pointed out, just a few of the things, like there are no current pedestrian walk paths in this area. And when I designed this development, we didn't want any walk paths in the area. And I understand that maybe it would spur some growth in the future. I'm just not interested in the public having a right of way around the pond. It's a big pond that backs up to all the lots. The walk path, it sounds like, would be around the pond or in the front yard along the road of these lots. And my wife and I talked about that. We just have no interest in that. And so there are some serious points here that I think we need to come together on somehow if we can.
Is something that you two would meet on, Stephen, and you come up with us, or make
And I do understand what the city code says, and this is a hybrid of a project that was brought into the city and somewhat of a final state.
Yeah, and just a clarification on the walk paths. A couple different things with that. We would recommend that there be a walk path constructed in the public right-of-way area adjacent to the road through this stretch. As Mr. Olson indicated, there is a large detention pond right in this area. And we have a couple different options with that. One, we have, anytime property is developed within the city, there's a park dedication fee. In the past, we have looked at different areas where different things have been done. In this case, we have determined a cost for the park dedication fee based on the assessed value of the property. The park dedication fee would be $3,234.50. If the developer is interested, an alternate to that would be the idea of creating some sort of trail system around that pond as kind of enhancing that, allowing the public to be able to utilize that trail and recreational area around that pond as an alternative to the park dedication fee. So that one is kind of an either or. Sounding like from the developer that they're not interested in that, so then we would fall back on that park dedication fee of $3,234.50. That does not take away from our complete streets policy and goal of having a pedestrian access around the roadway or the right-of-way area. We have put this development agreement together, and at this point, this would be our recommendation. We recognize that the council can take into consideration Mr. Olson's concerns as part of the development, and if they choose to strike anything from this development agreement tonight, we would make the modifications prior to those final signatures if the council so chose.
So we just ratified the
Just
developers
approved it.
agreement. Right, so basically what we'd have to do now is approve changes to it, is that right, correct?
That would be correct.
Okay, and do you recommend any changes to it? It doesn't sound like it.
Well, I think, like we get into with any sidewalk or trail project, our goal, our staff goal is to look at the bigger area, to look at the future, look at what possibly might be needed. From an individual property owner, whether it's sidewalk or trail, they're looking at their individual needs. So from our standpoint, we feel that a pedestrian route, getting started a pedestrian route through here on 6th Street and 36th Avenue Northeast, that would be our recommendation.
Okay.
I
So-
have heard from people that ride bike and walk the trails, and one comment they have made is that we don't have any on the outskirts of town, so that a person can actually ride around Austin
Is this-
on the edge instead of in town and go through the city streets from one trail to the other trail.
Is this something that the developer should really be responsible for? You know, the city of Austin I would be more than willing to speak with the city of Austin if they would like to improve this within their right-of-way and pay for it. But it just doesn't seem right as a developer when it started as it was, never planned. And I do understand the need for these pathways, and I do own the River Oaks Golf Course, Ramsey, and I was addressed at the last meeting about a pathway in there, and I'm all for that. I'm willing to work with Vision 2020, whomever. This project doesn't seem to make sense, and it just doesn't fit in.
Stephen, who would maintain this trail after it's completed? Or the sidewalk?
And do we have an
or
estimate of
pathway?
what the construction cost or length of this would be? Now, this could be a $50,000 trail.
Typically, if it would be a sidewalk or trail in the public right-of-way, it would be up to the adjacent property owner to clear and maintain, just like a sidewalk is throughout any residential area in Austin. When it comes to cost for these sorts of things, that would be something that would need to be developed by an engineering firm of your choice to develop those costs as part of the sanitary sewer infrastructure and whatever else is needed as part of this project.
I guess we're kind of going at this backwards now. I mean, if these changes were desired, it should have been worked out before. I mean, we just
Well, I was
agreement.
waiting for exhibits from Austin Utilities, which weren't available as of yesterday, so this has all been rushed a little bit, and we had talked a little bit about an extension of this prior to this, Stephen and I had, and I thought that's where we were going this evening when it was voted
I
on.
think
so.
maybe if you would have asked for that extension before we ratified
Well, I
it,
was
you
going
might
to
have-
before you voted on
Yeah,
it,
I
but
might have-
you got ahead of me a little bit there, so.
Yeah, well, I guess when I asked,
Yeah, the long answer here is I'm trying to derive a cost and see what it will take to sell one of these lots, and it's really not feasible with a lot of the stuff that's being thrown at me so far, so.
I guess without a recommendation from Stephen or unless the council speaks up,
I'm wondering, and David perhaps will weigh in on this, if it's feasible for the potential revisions or changes to be, I don't know if it's most appropriate to table or just continue it so that we can get more, so the prices are more clear. I don't know how does that,
Well, you can rescind the prior resolutions and start from ground zero and let the parties negotiate, establish the information they need, but ultimately, the city council is going to have to either take the recommendations of the Public Works Department or take the suggestions of Mr. Olson. Hopefully, they can resolve those issues, but there's no guarantee to that. But one way to do is step back by rescinding the previous motions and start afresh.
So I guess lacking or some, you know,
Holly's got something.
Just to add, I think that would be fine if council chose to do that, to allow some more time for Mr. Olson to put together some of those costs and make sure that this is the route that he wants to go. One thing that I would like to acknowledge in that is I believe there is a 60-day requirement as to when we are notified of these that they need to be approved. So I would think if Mr. Olson is willing to waive that requirement and this hearing is continued until the November 17th council meeting, I think that would be appropriate if council so chooses.
want to waive that?
Sure.
I make a motion to rescind the previous resolution.
Is there a
Allow
sec-
parties to
Second.
renegotiate.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Then give us some costs, and is there any time frame on this now at all?
well, November 17th, right?
Okay,
We should add that motion, correct?
okay.
So we need to make a motion for that.
Amend mine to include that date, please.
Now, David, does that rescind both resolutions 6A and 6B?
Just the developers.
Just the developers agreement 6B, the final plat is approved.
I understand the intent was that the approval of the plat was contingent upon the adoption of the developers agreement. So in that case, you'd have to rescind both resolutions.
That's fine.
So can we just amend that, or do we need a new resolution? We can amend it, that'll be fine.
You can amend it. I'll make a motion or whatever needs to be done.
Further, Your Honor, I believe for procedure's sake, you should probably have your resolution for rescission set a new hearing date, formal hearing date for November 17th, right?
We
Okay,
got a motion by Councilmember Austin, seconded by Councilmember Anderson to continue the hearing to November 17th and rescind resolutions 6A and 6B.
okay, on.
So an aye vote is in favor of such. Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
good luck. Item number 7 is a resolution authorizing an additional part-time employee for Park and Rec Department through the end of 2014, budget amendment number 6. Kim?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we discussed this at the last work session. It's actually continuing Brian's employment while Val comes back part-time.
Okay, any questions? Need a
So move the resolution.
is there a second?
Second.
Oh, Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
8 is a motion authorizing the city recorder to sign a League of Minnesota Cities insurance waiver stating the city does not waive statutory tort limits. Just need a motion.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 9 is a resolution amending the investment interest policy for the allocation of the building fund. I don't even understand this. Tom, do we need an explanation on this?
Back in 2013, because interest earnings, the rates on the investments is low, council passed a resolution in 2013 and 14 to, instead of allocating our first $450,000 of interest in all our money to go into the building fund to pay for building projects, we amended that to be $300,000 just for that 2-year time frame. Well, interest rates have not gone up yet, so we're asking council to extend that till 2015.
Questions, comments? We need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton. Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
10 is a resolution accepting donations to the city of Austin. We need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 11 is a resolution approving an amendment to the purchase agreement for the extension of an escrow agreement regarding the budget gas station property.
Yep, but fairly straightforward, Mayor. When that property was purchased, an escrow account was set aside for pending or possible contamination issues at the site. We are currently testing the groundwater there, and at the last council meeting, council approved some ongoing and continued testing. So as part of that, we're looking to extend the escrow agreement through December 31st of 2016. And I have spoken with the property owner, and they are aware of this and in favor of the extension.
Okay, we need a resolution then.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 12 is a resolution approving consulting services for the North Main Flood Project Phase 1 and the Lions Park Flood Control Project.
Yes, the North Main project was designed as a 12-phase project, and we have one phase remaining, which would be Phase 1, located at the downtown power plant. We have received price for consultant services from Short Elliott Hendrickson. They were the consulting firm that we worked with on all the other phases of the project for that Phase 1 design services. The second item listed there is Lions Park, which is an extension of our berm that we constructed right across the river here from Riverside Arena, and it would be extended south and east toward Queens Church. It would not provide any, I have a couple maps here just to help clarify those. Again, the first one on the screen for you is Phase 1. Sorry about that. There it is. This would go from the library around the downtown power plant, around the downtown surface tank, and connect in here at the bridge at 4th Avenue, and that would provide freeboard protection to that site. And that was all originally part of the 12 phases of the North Main project. The other location is, as we indicated, down in Lions Park. It would go from 2nd Avenue south and then east along the alley to connect in at 8th Street, and it would protect these properties here in green from flood impact. There are about 20 parcels there that would be protected by this proposed project. And again, we have received prices from SEH to do that work. Funding would be 50% from local option sales tax and 50% from the DNR.
Questions, comments? Need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
13 is a resolution approving consulting services for a letter of map revision for the North Main Flood Project, Phases 2 through 7, 9, and 12.
Another map to show you here, just as we are working to finish up our projects there along North Main Street, Phases 3 through 7. And now we are in the process, or the next step would be to remove those properties that are currently in the floodplain that are protected by these berms and levees, to have them removed from the floodplain. And there's a process in doing that. It's called a letter of map revision. And we have received a proposal from Short Elliott Hendrickson that will involve a lot of documentation, a lot of certification of the levees that have recently been constructed and flood walls. And all that information is then submitted to FEMA and the DNR for their review, and it is a lengthy process. With this project, the estimated cost is $163,630, and to make a correction in your handout in that this is not an eligible fund from the DNR. So this would be funded with 100% local option sales tax, but we're looking at, individual property owners can do these letters of map revision, but in this case, when it's such a large area and so many people are impacted, we feel it's better to have it all coordinated as one through a city project, and therefore would recommend awarding the consultant services to Short Elliott Hendrickson.
Council, anything? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Austin.
Aye.
Jordahl.
Aye.
Boughton.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
Councilmember at-Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 14 is a motion setting a public hearing for November 17th, 2014 at 5:30 for a dangerous dog appeal filed by Grace Gaddu. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 15 is a motion setting a public hearing for December 1st, 2014 at 5:30 for review and approval of the downtown master plan.
Mayor, may I make a comment on that one, please? So at the last work session, we presented the draft downtown master plan to the council. And right now, if the council so chooses, this motion, or that we could set the hearing for December 1st, and that would allow us at the next work session to do another review, if the council chooses, of that final draft downtown master plan. If you feel that you have received enough information, had a lot of input on it, and do not desire that work session presentation at the next meeting, we can go ahead and set this hearing for November 17th if you so choose. So we just wanted to add that in there. If you wanted to move it up a council meeting and skip the presentation, we can have the final hearing at the November 17th.
Council?
Sure, let's move it up to the 7th.
November 17th sound fine? If anybody wants more information, look it up on the website probably. Okay, so let's do the 17th. So we need a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 16 is our final motion granting the Planning and Zoning Department the power to remove refuse and/or junk at 108 First Place Northeast, all Welling property. We need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tom, do we have any reports?
Yes, we have a report from Stephen Lang. And then also,
Stephen Lang, he's been talking all night.
you just can't give it up.
Didn't think you had enough of me
Keep
yet.
it short.
Just wanted to add that we are going to have a ribbon cutting for the North Main project on Friday, November 7th at 1 p.m. Work on those two projects are 90 to 95% complete, and we do anticipate that there will be work continuing, but we feel we're at a point where we can open up the roadway now to traffic again, so we want to have a ribbon cutting there on Friday, and then it would open to traffic later in the day. Again, that ribbon cutting is scheduled for 1 o'clock on Friday.
Great news.
And then additionally, instead of holding a work session tonight for one item, I asked Chief Krieger to just report to you tonight on what would have been a work session item to talk about, much like we did with the fire department, ordering now to save some dollars. Chief Krieger has something in his 2015 budget that he'd like to talk to you about, ordering now but not paying for until next year.
Thank you, Tom. Mayor and City Council, as you know, in my 2015 budget, I am in need of 27 new portable radios for the new Armor system, the 800 megahertz radios. And Motorola is currently offering a promotion based on the work for the tower project itself. And there's a cost savings of $400 per radio. So with 27 radios, that would be a cost savings of $10,800 for those new portables. As you can see, the total of $116,880, less that $10,800 for a total cost of $106,080.75. I initially projected this project to cost $100,000, and I would be willing to pay that difference with the police forfeiture fund of that $6,080. So the promotion lasts until November 21st, so I'm just reporting this to you this evening. So 2 weeks from now, on November 17th, is when I need the council to take action so we can take advantage of this cost savings.
All right, thank you.
Can we take action tonight?
You can, if you'd like to pass a motion
Sure, I'll
recommending
make
to
a
council.
motion to approve this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank
Anything else,
you.
Tom? Thanks, Brian. Judy, you got a report? We'll get the reports from the council.
Not that I can think of.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
We'll check with you
I
at the...
just want people to go out and vote tomorrow.
Okay,
Exercise your right to vote.
Absolutely.
And wherever you may live.
And vote many times, right?
Vote early, vote often.
right. Jeffrey?
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Janet?
Just to echo what Judy just said, make sure that people take advantage of their right to vote. It's your voice. And I just want to extend congratulations again to Tom Dankert and his team for 29 years of excellence. Thank you.
Thanks. Mike?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Roger?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, I have nothing. I just want to thank Tom and Sam. Keep it up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a guy that's going to be sitting here one of these days. With that, we need a motion to adjourn till Monday, November 17, 2014 at 5:30 in council chambers.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? See you in 2 weeks.